Hello, this is my Week 2 assignment covering Chapters 3, 4, 9, and the Appendix B. The gap analysis looks at the difference between the needs of a program and its future goals. The evaluator and stakeholder, the instructor and I, discussed and analyzed these differences and investigated the type of resources and activities that are required to meet the program objectives and goals. A needs analysis can be done by looking at the current state of a program and comparing it with the objectives. A gap analysis has three parts. Leg C refers to the goal and objectives. In my evaluation report, the goal is to improve the website to help students learn vocabulary for the BEC exam. The objectives are to identify and/or create useful vocabulary exercises, identify and/or create fun vocabulary exercises, and to get students to log into the website more. Leg A is the needs analysis. To do this, it was important to first look at the website and make note about the activities that were available and the website usage. There were a total of 8 different activities that students could use to practice vocabulary. Data from the website showed that some students used the site regularly, while other students did not. With this in mind, the next step was to re-examine the goals and objectives and determine a method for filling the gap between the two. Leg B refers to the plan or the proposed activities needed to reach the goals and objectives. To make a plan on the activities that are needed to improve the website, a survey should first be completed by the website users or the students. This would help to understand the exercises they thought were useful or interesting. It would also provide data on how they feel about login requirements. After having the data, decisions can be made on the activities that should remain or if changes would be more appropriate. Chapter 4 is about the evaluator's program description. It can best be summarized by looking at the 2 bullet points. What can it do? And developing an evaluator's program description. The EPD's main purpose is to amplify and clarify important aspects of a program between the evaluator and stakeholders. Because differences can occur among the people within an organization about the evaluation, it is important that everyone is on the same page. And this can be done by having a discussion with the participating stakeholders and asking questions on all aspects of the program. Now, the EPD focuses on 3 parts. Although they talk about all aspects of the program, the 3 parts are really important. And those are the program goals and objectives, the activities planned to reach the goals and objectives, and it also identifies the measurement tools in place to determine if the objectives have been achieved. In one of the examples provided in Chapter 4, the goal was to have students understand the medical charts to determine if medication was appropriate. The activity in place was to teach students how to read charts and have someone supervise them practicing this in a real situation, and to determine if the objectives had been achieved, a supervisor would evaluate the student's performance. And those are the key points of an evaluator's program description. Chapter 9 covered 3 important questions on page 202 and 203. The first question, do I need to write an evaluation report? Most of the time, the answer is going to be yes. A written report shows accountability and in most situations, the person who ordered the evaluation will also demand a written report. Keep in mind that the main reason for doing an evaluation is to communicate your findings, and a written report organizes the finding in a systematic format and also allows you to send it to multiple recipients and also keep it as record for future reference. But you don't always have to write an evaluation, and in some cases you may be able to record and communicate the information verbally, such as the way I'm doing right now. Also, in informal situations, a written report may not be required. Question number 2, for whom do I write the evaluation report? The report could be written for a variety of different people, and so it is the job of the evaluator to find out who the report is for. This is important because it could change the goals and objectives and the type of information and how the information is presented. The book stated that in some situations, several different reports may be required, and one example that they provided was related to a school district, and in this situation, a separate report was written for the funding agency, the school board, teachers, and parents. Question number 3, what are the key components of the evaluation? Well, the evaluation report has 7 sections. Section 1 is the summary, and it is the entire report in a condensed version, and this allows the reader to go through the major points without reading everything or all the details. Section 2 describes the purpose of the evaluation, and that's pretty self-explanatory, and this is also connected with the evaluator's program description. Section 3 is the background information about the organization and the program being evaluated. These include reasons for initiating this program, the people who use it or involved in the programs, the materials, activities, and technology used in the program. Section 4 is the description of the evaluation study, and it includes the methodology of the evaluation and the details on how the information was obtained. Here you look at the evaluation model that was used and how the sample was selected. Section 5 is the results. It presents the data, and these can be organized into tables and graphs. Section 6 is the discussion of the program and the results. So the objective here is to interpret the findings from the data and connect it with Section 2. Section 7 is the conclusions and recommendations. Here you provide future recommendations for the program, both short-term and long-term. Appendix B was in reference to the sample evaluation report, which was about the zoo in the community at the end of the textbook. Appendix B provided specific details on the instrument used to collect data on the students' attitude towards learning science. In the sample report, they made 2 references of this, first in the instrumentation section and then again in the results. But in the results sections, they provided more information. The evaluator provided a description of the objective, the instrument used to collect the data, and how the scoring would be calculated. But by looking at the appendix, you can better understand how the instrument was organized and just better understand how the data would be collected. By studying this, for me at least, this helped to better understand the connection that it has with the EPD.